You gonna get it, right?
I will.
That's wet there, bro. It's wet.
You're on the wrong side of it. Okay, under the backbone on this manatee is a very large set of lungs. Every time this manatee takes a breath, it exchanges perhaps about 85% of the air in those lungs. You and I, when we take a breath, we exchange 15% of the air in our lungs. We have to breathe continually. Manatees can go for extended periods without taking a breath. If they're eating or if they're active, they can stand underwater for 5, 6, maybe 7 minutes without coming up for air. If they're sleeping, and a lot of times you can see them laying around on the around the perimeter of this area. You see just it looks like a rock in the water. Well, that's a manatee sleeping. When they're sleeping or inactive, they can stay underwater for 12 to 13 minutes at a time without coming up for air. Now, female manatees. First of all, female manatees in the wild weigh about 2,200 pounds on average. Males in the area of 1,700 pounds. Here in the park we have 6 female manatees. The smallest one we have is 2,200 pounds, and our largest is about 3,800 pounds. Now let me tell you why. On an average day, you remember I mentioned these manatees eat mainly seagrass? Well, very low nourishment in that seagrass, so they eat a lot of food. Here in the park, these 6 female manatees get fed on an average day 10 cases of romaine lettuce, 50 pounds of carrots, and 10 pounds of sweet potatoes. Now, their diet is varied. Sometimes they get green peppers, bananas, perhaps cabbage or something like that. Now, manatees in the wild, if they were fortunate enough to live out their entire life, would probably live to be about 50 years old. It's expected that our manatees, because of the diet and the care they get, are probably going to live to be about 70 years old.
Wow.
Now, how are we going to know how old they were when they died? Okay. Oh, by the way, look at the scarring on this. Can you see the scars across the back of that animal there? Those scars are quite deep. The algae is covering it up, covering up the scars quite a bit. Whoa, where are you going? Where was I at?
The age.
Huh?
How can you
the
tell?
age. The only way to tell how old a manatee was when it died was to cut a bone out of the ear. Slice that bone and count the rings, just like you would on a tree. That's how old the manatee was when it died. But how do you tell how old a manatee is when they're alive? There's only one way, and that's to know when they were born. Now, females will start breeding at about 4.5 years old. Males